you get here. Hell, we'll meet you at the tunnel. It's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Robert Klein, Erma Dreyfuss's Trash to Treasures, comedian Carol Leifer, and the amazing SKYLARK, plus Paul Schaefer and the band. And now, a man who plumps when you cook him, David Letterman.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Welcome. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You know, lately, I'm very excited because I've had this fantasy, I don't know, for the last year or two, and my fantasy, I think, can be best described in 6 words: the Dave Letterman School of Dance. Huh?
Make that fantasy real.
You know, I'll take a second here to introduce a good friend of mine from Montclair, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, a nice hand for Frank. Frank? Yeah! Frank! Frank! All the way from Montclair, Paul. Just looking for a place to get off the streets for a couple hours, so he ducked in here. Well, today here in New York City, Gulf and Western, big, huge entertainment conglomerate. They own, what do they own? Oil and a lot of stuff. Huge, aren't they?
They own everything. They own everything.
Yeah, they own everything. They've announced now plans to build a brand new Madison Square Garden. But yet, what is still to be decided is whether or not to tell the Knicks where the new building will be. Did you get a chance to say hello to Frank? Frank, ladies and gentlemen, from Montclair. Is our good friend, Mr. Paul Schaefer, right over there. Say hello to him.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a special night, of course, as every Thursday is, because he's back with us again. Please say hello to him. He's no Kenny G, but we got him. David Sanborn is with us.
Sanborn. No Kenny G.
No. We love him anyway.
We got a great show for you. Robert Klein is here, comedian Carol Leifer, and Erma Dreyfuss, a woman who makes trash into treasures, Paul.
Trash?
Irma Dreyfuss makes trash into treasures.
Oh, I'm excited about seeing her. Get her.
And we have our viewer mail in addition to everything else. And is there anything we ought to clear up before we roll here, before we motor on through the ionosphere?
I think we got to just get
time?
motoring. That's all.
Let's start here with the... By the way, if we have a second later tonight, I'll tell you this great gambling story from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are we going to get to
Well,
hear
maybe
that?
if we hit a slow spot tonight.
Okay. All right.
The likelihood of that, though, seems pretty small,
Probably
doesn't it?
small, yeah.
Did you see this, by the way? Have you seen this? No, what's the matter? Is that any
Well, we
kind
had
of
a little
attitude?
sound problem over here. And
what's the matter?
No, I think we have it solved now. Give us one more chance.
Well, later in the show.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
How about now? Have you get a chance to see these, ladies and gentlemen? We just had these installed. In exactly 20 seconds, we will have wasted 6 minutes of network TV time. 6. 6 minutes. Spring here in New York. Actually, it's not spring. It's hot and muggy already, isn't it, kids? Yeah. Yep, that's it for spring. We're screwed. We're screwed. The top 10 list tonight, the category from the home office in Scottsdale, Arizona. Tonight's category, top 10 fabulous babes in our studio audience. Top 10 studio audience fabulous babes. Here we go. Number 10, Sandy Westgate. Number 9, Renee Malcolm. Number 8, Deborah Link. Number 7, Robin Lee. Number 6, Melinda Buckley. Number 5, Pamela Haar. Number 4, Carlia Francis. Number 3, Dolores Martin. Number 2, Barbara Whitman. And number 1, and for any reason, should number 1 be unable to fulfill her duties, our number 2 will step in. Our number 1 fabulous babe in the studio audience tonight, Heather Bailey. Our new thrill cam. Looks like we're doing some crash testing for Ford, doesn't it? Having a good time, Frank? All right. Freshen that drink for you? Let's get to our viewer mail tonight. It's Thursday. We answer our viewer mail every Thursday night. We're the only show on network television who does it, and it's for the simple reason that we care about you, our home viewers. Here we go. Letter number 1, as a hush falls over the auditorium. Letter number 1, Dear Dave, I live on the top floor of the highest building in Washington. From my window, I can see the White House. Lately, I've been standing in front of the window acting goofy, hoping to try to confuse the president. What do you think is going to happen? Dale Wallace, Washington, D.C. Well, let me get this straight, Dale. You're acting goofy and trying to confuse the president? Isn't that Sam Donaldson's job? Flunky, it's Flunky, the late-night viewer mail clown. Now, Flunky, what happened to the big parade? We usually have showgirls and midgets and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I think we went a little over budget in Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, but you know, that really wasn't much of a spectacle, what we saw there.
Yeah, well, it wasn't much of a joke.
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
Yeah. Now, Flunky, why don't you juggle for us a little before you leave?
Well, I don't think I should try anything like that. I haven't been seeing too good out of this eye lately.
Ah, okay.
All right. Dave, I got to go, Dave. I'm doing Donahue tonight.
Oh, you're on Donahue. A guest on Donahue? Great. Well, what is the topic?
It's carnival arson.
See you later. Yeah. Have a good weekend, Flunky.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, carnival arson, Paul, is it? Carnival arson is the topic. We're going to have to get Jim and Tammy on our show real quick. Dear Dave, why are you aspiring to be a neologist? Cordially yours, Leslie Hahn, Davenport, Iowa. Well, Leslie, you know, a neology is, of course, the coining of new words. Yeah, I don't know. I've always been fascinated by semantics. How about you, Paul?
Etymology. That's really more field. I did my graduate work in etymology.
Yeah, you know, I was rereading Bertrand Russell last night, Paul, and once again, I was struck by the influence of John Stuart Mill.
Yeah, John Stuart Mill.
Yeah.
I've always felt.
Gee, Dave and Paul are so smart, always talking about important books and ideas. And it's not only them. There's Sid and his DNA research, learning about the very building blocks of life itself. And who could name a finer molecular biologist than drummer Anton Fig? Maybe I should take night courses and finally get my high school diploma. On the other hand, I could work 1 hour a day. I make lots of money playing rock and roll, and teenage girls think I'm cool. Hey, I'm glad to be me. I'm glad I'm Will Lee and not some brainy pinhead geek.
Sorry. We'll let him have the whole hour. We'll get Jim and Tammy Baker and everybody on here, just for a whole hour.
That'd be lovely.
Dear Dave, why don't you come to Austin and do your show from the basement of the funeral home I work at? What the hell, Chris Owen, Austin, Texas. Well, you know, Chris, we thought your idea was so interesting that we arranged a satellite hookup to the funeral home where you work there in Austin. As a matter of fact, Chris, are you there? Chris, I tell you.
Hi, Dave. How's it going?
Good. How are you? So the deal is we would just come down there to Austin and do the show from the funeral parlor where you're working.
Yeah, I think it would be great. It would be a different look for your show.
Uh-huh.
you have a lot of fans here in Austin. It's a college town and everything, and we have plenty of parking nearby. You know, you should bring the whole crew.
Yeah.
You got the dumb dog tricks and the silly ads and Paul Schaefer in the band. It'd be great.
Okay, good. Well, we'll think it over, Chris. Thank you very much. So I'm playing blackjack in Las Vegas.
Yeah. What are you saying? The show's slowed down?
Oh, no. We're still, I mean, we really even haven't hit a full head of steam here yet. We're rolling now.
We'll hear that later on, though, that story about the blackjack.
Number 4, Dear Dave, is there any way for me to get a life-size cutout of you for my dorm room? Your friend Ken Sump. Elira, Ohio. I'm not pronouncing that correctly, am I? Elyria. Thank you very much, ma'am. Sorry, Ken, but the life-size cutouts of me aren't available anymore. However, we do have a brand-new item that's perfect for any college dorm room. It's this black light poster of our own Jimmy Fitzgerald. How are they selling, Jimmy?
They're selling just fine, Dave. Young people get a real kick out of them. Now, excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Okay.
So you're playing blackjack.
Playing blackjack.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
Well,
but
let's hear it.
I can't now because we're late. We don't. We're late. We have a big show, but later I'll tell the story later.
Okay, one more letter.
$47,000, one hand of blackjack I won.
You won?
That's right. Dear Dave, do you think Paul McCartney has a nice stereo? Thank you, David Smith, Camarillo, California. Oh, excellent question. Gee, I don't know anything about it. Paul, do you know Paul McCartney? Do you know anything about his stereo equipment?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. You know, I remember the last time I was over at Paul's house. He was having a big party.
Yeah.
And I think it went... Swinging party, Paul. A great stereo system. Japanese, isn't it?
Yes, it is, mate. I think it's really...
Hal, wait a minute. Wait. Just hold it. Hal, no. Paul.
Yeah.
You don't know Paul McCartney. That wasn't Paul McCartney. That was Biff Henderson in the goofy little wig there.
I don't know Paul McCartney, but I have hung out with some of the guys in Beatlemania. Which is not exactly the Beatles, but an incredible simulation of the Beatles. Wasn't really the Beatles.
Well,
I don't really know.
We have a fun little show tonight. Robert Klein is here. Erma Dreyfuss, she turns trash into treasures, and also Carol Leifer. We should have had Erma out here earlier. Turn some treasure into trash. And what do we do? Just a commercial, and we'll be right back. Our first guest tonight has been with us many times before. He is the host of his own weekly comedy show on the USA Network. Folks, please welcome back a very funny man, Robert Klein. Robert. Robert Klein, ladies and gentlemen. Have a seat.
Was Rip Taylor here? What was
Oh, no.
Hello, Big Man.
Was he ever? Oh, nice to see you.
Paul Schaefer Mania.
Having a good spring, a good summer?
God loves you all.
I
can't get over that, man.
Did you see last night the bakers on the Nightline?
On the edge of my head, popcorn, liverwurst sandwiches. I was waiting for this for a week. I like the way they went overtime about an hour and...
hour and 45 minutes or something, hour and...
Yeah, and
something.
Here's Koppel in the coup of the century. Ted Koppel was going, again, we apologize to our affiliates. It'll only be a few more minutes. They're going, come on, what are we doing? Because the rest of America was going, Brenner, Brenner, Brenner. You know, because it was delayed, David Brenner show.
Well, what do you make of all of that stuff?
Well, I think they've had enough tragedy. Tammy Faye, severe accident several years ago. She fell into a makeup vat. And I read a quote from this woman. I mean, she really, I don't know my salary, you know. And Baker said, she don't. That was the most appalling part of me. But to be that dumb and do those things and have bad grammar to boot is just beyond. She don't. Well, I've withheld my check this month. I've never been so hurt. You know. And the water slide needs repair on that sucker, too, at the ministry. I read a quote from her in a new book called Christian Wives.
So it's an actual book?
It is a book, in which she says, that old, I forgot that woman, that anti-feminist used to, that Christian wives should be just as sexy for their husbands, and that's very important. And she states in it, in 26 years of marriage, her husband, Jim, has never seen her without makeup and eyelashes. And I thought about that, you know, it's quite a concept you're married to someone that long. And a good thing, too, since she looks a lot like Hank Bauer. Remember Hank? He used to play right field for the hustling Hankus Pankus. Took a Purple Heart in Okinawa and caught a round right in his nose. These people are beyond belief. I read the demands, $300,000. He wants a week for life. I mean, a year for life. She wants $100,000, which I think is appalling. I mean, why is she worth less? You know, she's not the one that screwed everything up and got him in trouble. Right. They want full security guards, maids, house, 2 cars. You know, and then they borrow the writer from the Grateful Dead. You know, 4 pounds of M&Ms, no orange-colored ones, case of wild turkey, and.
But don't you get the sense that they'll be back in some form or other?
Well, you know, they said without shame. First of all, I hope you made a bid for them, because I think they'd come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think we're way down on their list, though.
They actually said proudly about a thing from the Rivers people, or whatever, the ex-Rivers people at Fox. And they said, they said maybe a week, and they said, we'd have great guests like Rex Humbard, and, you know, this one is just, I'll certainly be watching. I have had a problem with a lot of these people. You see, you're a comedian, I'm a comedian. These people...
Thanks for pointing that out, Robert.
Well,
I appreciate any evidence I can get to support that.
It's true. It's true. So I went down years ago and saw you at the bitter end do a stand-up. Years ago.
It wasn't me.
And, oh, yeah. And they said, get a show, David, as quickly as possible. You know, one of those. But anyway, these people work the crowd. When I watch a Swaggart, or Oral Roberts. These people can work a crowd as well as anyone I've ever seen.
They're intimidating, aren't they?
They're intimidating, and I think for a certain type of person, I don't like to generalize, but I mean, if you're going to watch that and send money from your heart, I mean, Oral Roberts, long before the recent incident where he said, made God a blackmailer, you know, if you don't send it in, he's going to take me. I wish, hold up all money, you know, get him off. Get him off, you know. First of all, I think if your name is Oral, you're skating on thin ice to begin with. But I saw him 2 years ago say that the Lord told him, they always preface it, that Lord told him that if everyone watching, or if he raised $220 million, or $220 per person watching, something like that, he had it calculated from the Lord, that cancer would be cured, which is a mighty cynical, you know, thing. Yeah. And you notice yesterday, Ted Koppel had put out the rules and said, please, I mean no disrespect, but don't cloak yourself in the Bible, you know, and they limited in the hour session with Ted to only 19 gods, 5 body of Christs, and 18 Lord loves yous, you know. And another one's Swaggart. He's a smart guy. He is Jerry Lee Lewis's cousin, by the way. Do you know that?
Yeah.
That's true.
Remember, Jerry Lee, I love Jerry Lee. He did marry a young person. Remember that? He married an embryo in Georgia. Maybe she was 4. I don't know. You can do that. Or maybe you can drive.
Thank you.
He had a, shall we say, a young wife. Anyway, that doesn't make him one iota less a great artist. But Jimmy is like a lounge, like a Holiday Inn lounge organist, you know, and he takes these secular kind of country songs and puts religious stuff to them. But I saw him do something that really ticked me off. And I don't mind if he's talking religion and people follow it and they find comfort from it. Hey, you get it where you can in this world, as long as you don't hurt someone. But he was, you know, pacing back and forth with a Bible under his arm, and he was decrying modern art. And I said, where does he have the nerve? You know, which is like it's something fearsome, which the Russians and Chinese do, which the Nazis did. You know, is that we used to have art, and now we have lines and scratches and circles and squares and the work of the devil. And he's talking to a bunch of connoisseurs out there, too, you know. People for whom art is one of those black velvet things with a silver tiger you buy in Atlantic City. You know? Or fill in the number 17 there, Gloria. That's a blue, you know. And I mean, I think of this, I will mention a modern artist I knew from Chicago who is a survivor of the Holocaust, who is the most gentle, godlike soul. That means that no art is of the devil if it isn't representational, if it isn't a cow or a horse or a woman. There are ways to. I wouldn't have paid $1.5 million for that. What was that famous abstract painting? The guy was in Long Island, de Kooning, or one of those others. It was sold for $1.5 million. It looked like someone splashed paint. But still, there are ways of artistic expression. So I'm delighted with all this because it's sort of like it's being exposed for what it is. These people give out of their hearts and souls for something they think is good. Yeah. But you get it where you can.
But yeah, but on the other hand, the other side of the argument is that it is doing good for some people who may are unable to get out of their homes, and so the television is the only way that they can communicate and feel that they're participating in some kind of religious experience or church service, or you know.
This is true. There are 4 people in that category, but they're very happy.
Okay.
And they get a free water slide ride.
We'll do a commercial here, and then we'll be right back here for more of this symposium. We have some videotape here from you that we're going to look at. This
Robert
is
Klein on Broadway.
A home video from, how long ago did you do that?
About 5 months ago. I did it at a Broadway theater, the Nederlander, and this is, of course, a few seconds from my signature piece, I Can't Stop My Leg.
And this is now available? People can buy this and enjoy it in their homes?
Available for comedy prostitution. You can rent me $2 a night. Or even purchase me if you're on a mileage plan. You know,
and what does that go for? What are you charging people to buy this tape?
I think this one's going for $49 or $59, but if you hold on a little longer, they reduce it. First, they want to get it rented, you know, and all that.
And you get a nice chunk of that?
I hope so. But if so many people go tape it, they go, yeah, I love your last one. I taped it off my friend.
All right, so anyway, we're going to take a look here. As you mentioned, again, this is from the recent production, Robert Klein on Broadway, and now available to take home and
I'm very proud.
Your own.
I can't stop my leg. I can't stop my leg. Thank you. I can't stop my leg. And my arm's not doing too good.
Robert Klein, the home video, Robert Klein on Broadway. And you mentioned you did the first comedy special for HBO. How long ago? You said 75?
75. I've done 5 one-man shows for them. Before I did that one in 75, they only had movies. And so that whole thing was a wonderful
You were the first comedy special on HBO?
First special.
First special of any kind?
They had Polka Annual from Eastern Pennsylvania. And it was regional then. But then after this, I Can't Stop My Leg here, a few more bars, we break into a huge Broadway production with dancing girls and much like you had on the show earlier here.
That makes it worth the $49.
I think it's worth the $49. My goodness, it's a heck of a show. You can show the entire family.
Listen, have a good summer. Come back anytime, say hello to your wife for us.
Yeah, just let's hope this Tammy and Jimmy thing keeps on going. We satirists are hungry for material.
All right. Nice to see you, Robert. Take care of yourself. We'll pause here for station identification, and then we'll be right back. The thrill is gone, isn't it, Paul? Oh, we've got the blues tonight, don't we, Paul?
Yes, we do.
The thrill is gone.
Hit us with that story now.
Huh? I don't have time. We got to move on the show. We got to keep things going. Monday on this program, by the way, here's good news. Tracy Ullman will be joining us. Also, we'll have Susan Mitchell, who works for the Customs Department, and comedian The Amazing Jonathan. That's Monday, and that's a rerun. I was there when it happened, so save your money. All right, well. You know, last week when the show was in Las Vegas, we had a chance to see a lot of exciting and unusual acts, but nothing really impressed us more than our next guest. Folks, will you please welcome all the way from the Boylesque Review at the Silver Slipper Casino in Las Vegas, Chris Elliott impersonator, SKYLARK. SKYLARK. Come on back. Come here. SKYLARK, ladies and gentlemen. Come here, SKYLARK. Come on. Oh, my God. SKYLARK, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that was, gee, that was... You know, you just get better and better.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thanks for being here in New York.
Well, thank you for bringing me to New York. Oh, arriba.
Now, SKYLARK, for people who've not seen your act in Las Vegas, what are the kind of things that you do there on stage?
Well, like you said, I'm a Chris Elliott impersonator. I do a tribute to the fabulous Chris Elliott. He really is wonderful.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people do Chris Elliott.
Yeah, I know.
But I've really lived him.
I see. And now that you've been here in New York, have you had a chance to meet Chris, chat with him a bit?
Actually, no, he's not returning my calls. I hear he can be a real...
I see. Now, SKYLARK, now, when we were out in Las Vegas, you were nice enough to show us a couple of tricks that you do from the act.
Right.
Do you have something for us tonight?
Yeah, I was going to do something called the Search Encounter.
Search Encounter.
But they said you wouldn't be comfortable with
Probably not. Okay.
So, we're going to do something else. We need you standing sideways, just like this.
Right.
We do this in the show.
Leave the jacket on?
Yeah, you can leave the jacket on. I'm going to leave mine on.
All right.
And then I'm going to stand back to back with you.
All right.
And we're going to lock arms just like this.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're going to stand here. This is called the old-time horse and buggy.
This is the old-time horse and buggy. Okay, and now what happens?
I don't know, but I'm in dreamland.
The Amazing SKYLARK, ladies and gentlemen, the network premiere of SKYLARK. Paul, did you see SKYLARK? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Chris, did you get a chance to see SKYLARK just a couple of seconds ago?
I thought he was great.
Yeah?
He does me better than I do me.
Thank you. Okay. All right, we'll be right back with Erma Dreyfuss, and she's going to turn trash into treasure. Next guest takes the kinds of things that most people throw away, and she turns them into useful objects. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Erma Dreyfuss. Erma. Hi, Erma. How are you? Pleasure to meet you.
About time.
Nice to see you. Watch your step. We have a lot of junk there on the floor.
That.
All right.
I see
How long have you
that.
been doing this, Erma?
I tell you, for a quarter of a century.
So what's that, roughly 20, 25 years?
25 years, about 25
About 25 years. And what began you on this road? What started you out doing this?
Well, I tell you, I'm against waste.
Right. There's a lot of it in the society, isn't there?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And everyone should be conscious of that.
Right.
Because we have to reduce the waste in this country.
People throw away too much stuff.
That's right. Otherwise, we go down the drain, like we put down this stuff needlessly.
Okay, all right.
Everything we put down the drain needlessly, we have to pay for.
Right.
That's right.
Okay.
That's why I'm showing.
All right, why don't you just, Erma, go right ahead, show us this work left.
I'm showing how much pleasure you can get
it's also a good
out of
little...
turning trash into treasures.
Right, exactly. And
whatever you see here, the audience, whatever I do, you should do too.
That's right. And it's a good...
Yes, yes. Yes. It's good, it's good. All right,
it is.
It's good.
It is good.
Isn't it good? The audience, you see how they applaud. And this I made for you. I wanted to be that the introduction. Look, I have to be... Listen.
It's very nice. It's a picture, and it's a frame, and a music box.
Letterman. It's made from a tin can, the bottom of a tin can. And this is... Isn't that beautiful?
Very nice, yeah.
I hope you appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll put this on the desk.
Yes, okay.
All right, we'll
but
have it
I'm
over there.
taking it back because it's for memory. Okay. Yes, I'm taking everything. I'm not leaving anything here now. I take everything back.
I thought it was...
only want to introduce to the audience what they can do. They can do better than I can.
I thought it was a little presentation for me.
No, I don't think you need anything. You got enough presentation. No, don't cry about it. Not necessary.
Okay.
Look, this I made because I travel a lot from show to show. And not only on David Letterman, I have been on other shows.
What are some of those other shows, Erma?
The other shows. Do you happen to know Joe Franklin? Okay, I have been on his show more than 10 times.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes,
did you make one of these for Joe Franklin?
Yes, I did.
Did he get to keep his?
No, not
Are you sure? If you're lying to me, Erma, there's going to be trouble.
No,
he got to keep his, didn't he?
I'm keeping it. No, I'm keeping it in my home.
Right.
You've invited, and you can see it in our home. And
special viewing, I could come by with my
Yes, you want to come
family.
tonight?
I would like to drive over tonight.
Daughter and my
I'd
husband.
love to meet them.
So I'll let you meet them later.
Paul, we're going to Erma's tonight.
Okay, good. Okay.
Special viewing of the shrine.
Yes, good. And listen, this is my repertoire. Look, and I travel a lot from place to place.
All over the country. All right.
All over the country.
Let's take a look now, Erma, at some of the other items that you've done.
And I put this in so it won't spoil. You know, if you travel a lot, you put this in and you use it in your traveling bag. This is the caddy for orders. It's made from the bottom of this bottle.
This is like a soda bottle, some kind of beverage bottle.
When you come in our home, I can't invite the whole audience. How many people are there?
We have about 200 people
But
here.
if you come, then you get served in those things, the orders, and then you can take it home.
You get served in
yes,
this?
Yes,
So
served in this.
that would be worth the trip then, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be. I know. It's
All right.
very nice.
Irma, we're running short on time, and we want to see...
You're always running short on time, and
know,
I'm here.
You
promised me a whole hour. How can I introduce
I'm sorry.
to the audience?
The woman was promised an entire hour?
That yes, a whole hour, and they give me
I don't
5
even
minutes.
get to keep this, and you promised her an hour?
I brought 100 items.
All right.
But listen, next time you come, I ask him to be on for an hour. Look, isn't that a wonderful caddy for cards?
That's made of greeting cards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Greeting cards.
And another old beverage?
And yes.
Yeah. All right.
And this is made out of
How long did that take you to make that, Erma?
Oh, about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Anything I do, you can do too.
Yeah.
Next time, if David Letterman gives me time, I'll show you what to do. You know, take a scissor and some glue.
Now, these are lovely. What are those made of?
Look,
those roses there. Those are beautiful.
Roses made out of acorns. And you could put a nice scent on it. You give it to someone you go to someone's home for a dinner party, and they think it's real. I brought it to someone a year ago, and I said, with the right care, they last forever. And she said, I water them every day. They're still as good as new.
That's right. It's a lovely, lovely bouquet of styrofoam.
And this isn't that nice?
Yeah. All right, Erma. Now I know you're gonna get upset here, but let me. Well, no. Let me caution you to just get a hold of yourself.
But I'm so happy that I met you.
Well, it's a pleasure.
I watch you all the time.
Well, I appreciate
so it's about time that you watch me.
Well, Erma Dreyfuss, ladies and gentlemen. Erma, thank you very much, Erma. We'll be right back with Carol Leifer. Yes. Tonight, a very talented comedian. She will be appearing tomorrow night at Coconuts in Howard Johnson's at St. Petersburg Beach in Florida. Folks, please welcome the very funny, the very lovely, the very talented Carol Leifer.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, show business. Is this fabulous? Yeah, alrighty. I went to see Dana Ross a couple weeks ago. Oh, geez, the whole show. She's like, come on, reach out and touch. Everybody sing. Somebody's there. Come on, everybody sing. It's like for $35, you sing, Diana. See, the new Crest commercial is out. Loved at the end. They go, any questions about Crest? Call our 1-800 number. Questions about Crest? Can you imagine manning this hotline at Pinheads? Yes, what wine goes with Crest? Yeah, like, is dental tartar the same as, like, tartar sauce? Went to Statue of Liberty last weekend. That was a lot of fun. Walked up. It's a big trip. 22 stories, 354 steps. This kills me. Woman in front of me on a date wearing a pair of spiked heels. What does she feel like? She's going to be in competition with Miss Liberty? I'll show that green bitch. That green bitch, but ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, you're fabulous. You know, what am I doing? I'm doing a Rodney, doing the tie. It's not really appropriate being a female comedian, is it? Guess after a joke, I should adjust my bra. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you. Yeah, I got a pair. Thank you very much. But you know, they're not really my breasts. They're Lee press-on breasts. Yes, tonight, new active length. 4 days, glamour length. So, socially, I'm recently divorced. One less bell to answer, one less egg to fry. Oh, sorry. Well, when two people get divorced, you know, no one's really at fault. But for comedic purposes, let's say it was his. No, actually, it's not that bad being divorced, I'll tell you the truth. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I had this really bad nightmare the other night. You know, I woke up. I was kind of upset, but then I looked around. I saw everything was okay. Went back to sleep. See, when I was married, I'd have a really bad nightmare. I'd wake up. I look over, and the monster was in the bed with me. So it's not that bad. But the dating, it's not going well. Met this guy at this bar the other night. Asked him what he did for a living. He goes, keep it low. I work for the government. Yeah, the guy was a mailman. He was a mailman, but ladies and gentlemen, I got $1 million of them. I'm telling you, you're fabulous. So, next week, real excited, going back to my high school to give a talk. I can't believe it, they called me up. You know what I can't believe? A lot of the same teachers there. My gym teacher is still there, Miss Rainey. She's been there for like 25 years, never married. Now, I know what you're thinking. Female gym teacher never married. Isn't that unusual? You know, when you're a kid, you don't think, because, like, I remember every year, you know, some girl would always go, "Hey, Miss Rainey, can I ask you a question? Oh, like, how come you never got married?" And every year, you know, she'd always say the same thing. "Well, honey." "I just never found the right guy." Thank you very much.
What? Hey, we'll be right back.
Hotel accommodations for most guests of Late Night with David Letterman, furnished by the Berkshire Place and Omni Classic Hotel in exchange for this announcement. For reservations at Omni Hotels in the U.S. and Europe, call toll-free 800 the Omni.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Very funny. Nice to see you again.
Thanks.
So, you want to talk a little bit about your single life, or are we...
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah? How long ago was it that you were not married anymore?
Well, let's see. January is when my divorce went through.
So we're creeping up here on, what, 6 months?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Around there.
Huh?
Well, you know, it was a show business marriage, and we were married for 4 years. But, of course, I was hoping for it to last 5 years, because then, of course, the marriage goes into syndication.
Oh.
So, I was hoping
Those
for that.
residuals. Yeah, you get a lot of that kind of dough, sure. And so what else is going on in your single life?
I'm seeing a lot of theater.
Uh-huh.
Going out to the theater. Yeah, have you seen the show The Nerd? That's
No.
around?
The Broadway production?
Yeah,
No.
it's at the Helen Hayes Theater.
The Charles Edward, what's his name?
Charles Nelson Riley.
Yeah, Charles Nelson Riley.
Right,
Yeah.
yes. Well, I haven't seen it, but I just feel bad for Helen Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just picturing her walk down 44th Street, First Lady of American Theater, seen in big lights. Helen Hayes, the nerd.
The nerd.
You know?
You got to go. You're going to be where? You wanted to mention something quick?
Oh, yeah,
quick?
tomorrow night, Saturday night, Wrightsville Beach.
Oh, no.
The,
forget it.
Blockade Runner Hotel.
Oh, close
Resort
enough.
Hotel.
We'll see you next week, folks. Thank you for being here. Have a good weekend.